Hi, is this Websites or Us? Hi, yeah, well, I'm an actor and I want to get a website. So I just thought I'd call and price and see. Oh yeah, I just want like a basic one. So like what would that run me? $2,500 to $5,000? Are you kidding me? I gotta pay for headshots. I gotta pay for classes. I gotta pay for new outfits to wear to my auditions, maybe a nose job. Just kidding, no nose job. But what are you like, some kind of pirate? No thanks. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Um, I was just talking to website people about making me a website, and wow, they want to charge so much money. And the good news is you actually don't have to pay $2,500 to $5,000 for a website for acting, which is what we are going to talk about today. Very, very exciting. And disclaimer, no. Hi, everybody. No, I do not think that website developers are pirates. I'm just, saying that. I mean, I think they're fabulous, and I would love if I think we all would love if we had an extra couple of $1,000 laying around to hire one of them to make our website. For those of us who don't have that, I am going to help you around that quandary today. All right. So first of all, though, let me introduce myself. My name is Julianne Lichty Stratton, and I am the creator of Actors in Action Professional Training for Actors, which is dedicated to helping actors create their own rock solid process so they can rock any audition or callback or booking that they go on and feel super confident and just work. So that's who I am. And you guys, if you're here, I'm assuming you're an actor or you're an artist of some sort who wants to learn how to do it better, how to be able to book more, how to be able to be more confident. And that is why I am here to talk to you about that and give you the tips that I have that have helped and have helped other people. So, like I said, today we're going to talk about creating your own actor's website. All right. I'm really excited about that. And this whole program is called Acting from All Angles, which in it we discuss acting from all angles, obviously. And what we do is we go over the ABCEFs of acting, which are A is appearance, B is business, C is craft, E is emotional fitness, and F is financial fitness. And so today, because we're talking about websites, we're going to be in the B section, the business section. All right? So are you guys ready? Cool. Awesome. I'm excited. Okay, so let's just first of all talk about why do we need a website if we're an actor? Do we need a website if we're an actor? We don't really need them right now, but they're really nice to have. It's like having a really nice business card that you can hand somebody and say, hey, check out what I do. Here's some short films I've done. Here's my reel, all that kind of stuff. So if you have a website, it's just really handy. And I'm guessing in the future, it's going to be more and more important to have a website. So you might as well get ahead of that curve right now and get practicing having a website because, things are going more and more online, and it's just good to have an online presence with that. So with a website, what can you put on your website? You can put your reel, the link to your reel. You can put your bio. You can put your link to your IMDb page if you have that. Your current resume and headshot, of course. You can put stills from the films you've been in or pictures from when you've been in a play so people can really see what you can do. Of course, you can put your contact on there. You can have a contact form. And you can also put your agent if you'd rather have people just contact your agent. You can have links to other things that you've done. You can have other links to other websites, like if you produce or if you teach or anything like that. So, all right, so it's pretty handy to have that. So I have, of course, a bunch of links for you guys because I like to think ahead. And I'm going to send out these links to you. So these are some examples of actors' websites that I found. You can just reference these and look at them. The first one is my own, which I'm quite proud of. I think it's a really fun website, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. There's a couple of other ones here. Jack Plotnick, he is an actor, writer, director. He works mostly out of LA, and he's fabulous, and I love his website. It's really, really fun. And I've seen his website grow over the years, and it's gotten a lot more, I don't know, sleek and hip and fabulous. I'm sure he probably has some great designer do it, which is really cool. He's got the moolah to do that. And maybe some of us do. And if you do, awesome. Awesome. You don't really need to watch this video, but you might want to, just to help you be a little bit more independent. So there's a couple more I have, just actors I haven't really heard of so much, but here's a couple of famous actors. Here's Helen Mirren's and Leonardo DiCaprio's. And then I'm going to share with you the article from where I found these websites, which talk a little bit about what you want to put on a website, what you don't want to put on a website, just tips like that, which we're not going to go into a lot today. That could be a topic for another time. Speaking of topics from other times, please let me know what topics you want me to talk about, because I do have a list, and I'm going to be going through each of them every week on our Facebook Live, Acting from All Angles, which is Fridays at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. But I always want to hear more, and I always want to see what else you guys have in mind out there, okay? So, and also like us, tag us, share us, the whole thing. The more we get the word out with this, the more we're going to build a community that's going to be able to support each other and be able to find out more topics and have more resources. So spread the word about Actors and Actioners. All right, I also have another link from a Backstage article about the do's and don'ts. So you're going to get a couple of do's and don'ts about what to put on your website, all right? So that should be tons of food for thought. Okay, so let's talk about the how to make a website, okay? So obviously you can go with sort of the ready-made websites. I'm sure you've seen tons of Wix commercials, which are so much fun. They always do such clever, fun stuff with Wix. So there's Wix. I did a little bit of research on them, and they're about $5 per $25 per month. There's also Squarespace, which is really good too. And these look great. These are great websites you can do. I think it's probably better to have a website from like a pre-made form like Wix or Squarespace or even Weebly right now, rather than having no website at all. Why not? So Wix was $5 to $25 a month. So they're all about the same price. Weebly was $0 to $25 per month as well. I think they all have free trials. You can get on them and you can see how you like them, and that just might be the way to go for you. So it's really something to consider. So I'd research that a little bit more. And of course, because I am your link girl, I'll get you connected, right? Here's the links to Squarespace and Wix, and then Weebly. There's other ones too out there. These are just the top 3 that I found and pulled up. Again, I don't have direct experience with these, but I know people that do, and they love them. So, okay, but now we're going to talk about how I do my website, okay? My websites. I have 3 of them, plus another one I made for my husband, plus I've made lots of websites. So, and I'm not super techie, so, and I don't code or anything like that. All right, so we're going to talk about WordPress. All right, WordPress is this thing that they've made up. It's kind of like Microsoft Word or Excel. It's a program they've done that helps you create a website online. So they have different templates, they have different stuff like that. It's not as click and go as Squarespace or Wix. You have to figure out things a little bit more, but I really, really like it. I love doing it, using those. So the only way I can use a WordPress website is to follow a tutorial. I have to follow a tutorial. And let me tell you, there are so many tutorials out there. So if you're at all good at following tutorials, you can do your own website. Even if you're not that good at it, if you have patience, you can do it. You don't have to be super tech savvy or anything like that. Okay, so the breakdown is it's going to cost you about $11.95 a month to pay for your web hosting. Web hosting is where your website lives. It sits there. And you have to have somebody that runs that and attends to that kind of thing and gives it the juice to do that. So I use HostGator. I'm not crazy about HostGator. They used to be small and fabulous and super great. And then they got bought out, I think, by Bluehost. And, you know, I mean, they're okay, but now they make you pay for extra stuff. And I just don't feel like they're as good as they used to be, but I don't know where else to go. I've heard there's some other people that are smaller, and I don't remember who they are, but if you really want to know, just message me and I can find out from my sources. In fact, I'm thinking of switching to them myself when I find a spare moment to breathe. As you know, I'm very busy woman. Okay, all right, so about $11.95 per month to pay for that. It's going to cost you around $12 to $15 a year to buy your domain name. And so you can set all this up for about 25 bucks. All right, so domain name, if you don't know what that is, we are going to get into that in a second, but basically it's what goes up in your URL. It'll say www.juliannelichty.com. Julianne Lichty is my name. It's also my domain name that I purchased, and we'll go into a little bit more about that, okay? Golly, I'm getting so techie, huh? Who knew? All right. Hopefully this is very simple and you can follow right along. I'm sure you are. Okay, so the pros to having your WordPress website is you can edit it whenever you want to. You don't have to wait for your web designer. You don't have to call them and say, can you make this change? And then they do, and you're like, no, I meant this shade of green. I meant, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can just go in there and fix it yourself, which is really great if you have quick updates, if you have something that's wrong, like maybe you have, heaven forbid, a misspelling or something, like I sometimes do, being rather dyslexic. Somebody says, hey, you know, you spelled register wrong. You're like, oh, crap. And you don't have to call your web designer and say, hey, can you blah, blah, blah. Of course, if you have a good web designer, they won't spell it wrong. So maybe that's a moot point. But so you can just go in and fix things yourself. You can make it look exactly like you want to, and you can be really creative with it, which is really fun. The cons are there's definitely a learning curve to doing your own website and using a tutorial. You have to be a little bit techie, not super techie, but as long as you can follow that tutorial, you'll be okay. Sometimes it can get really frustrating. You can hit a snafu it says, so click on here and select where it says common edits. And you look on there and it doesn't say common edits anywhere. And you're like, oh no, mine's broken. What am I going to do? And you don't have anybody to talk to. So usually that just means that the WordPress theme you're working on has been updated since the person did the tutorial. Oftentimes that person will have a fix for that. If you scroll down and look in the comments below the tutorial, there'll often be people with the same problem, the same question. And just look and see, oh, you have to click this button and that will turn on the common edits. So don't be daunted when stuff like that happens, all right? So also, you can leave a little message on the comments for them. Hey, I had an issue with this. And usually they'll get back to you. I'm gonna point out some really good people that I think that I've worked with before that are pretty good with getting back to you. And oftentimes, if you just fuss with it enough, you will figure out how to do it. Okay? All right. And using tutorials is not for the easily frustrated. So if you're the kind of person that's like, I can't do this, and then you want to throw your computer across the room, maybe Wix is, or Squarespace is more the way you should go. All right. Just because we don't want to break our computers do we? Or damage our rooms or anything like that. Okay, so these are the people that I recommend. Tyler Moore, he is the first guy that I started doing tutorials with like years ago. He is really fantastic. Tyler Moore, tyler.com is what he does. Now he does these great websites, these great tutorials. They're really straightforward. He's created this new thing where he has a website and you just go on there and you just click along and you follow all the procedures. And it's great. Here is here is a link to one of his tutorials that I really like. You could check on that. The next person is NYC Tech Club, Jameson at NYC Tech Club. Yo, Jameson. Jameson is really great. Let's see, this is the link that he does for making a Parallax website, which is what I made my last 4 websites from, and I love it. And my websites are slightly different from his because I tweaked them a bit, but that's because I figured out how to do it. If you do it enough, you figure out and you're like, oh, I don't quite want it to look like that, I'll do this instead. You can figure that out. The one thing I do suggest about this link I just gave you with the website is he gives you a free copy of the Themify theme for WordPress, which is awesome. But I ended up buying the theme later on because I noticed I couldn't update it and then it would get a little buggy. So you might want to buy the theme like after you install it, after you get everything set up, maybe like a month or so later, you can just contact Themify and purchase it. I think it was around 25 bucks. So not so bad. Okay, so these are some of the websites that I have made. You saw my juliannelichty.com, my acting website. Here is my Actors in Action class website. This is the site I use for my teaching. And this is Illyrium.com. I put it up last week to show you guys what we're going to speak on, but I'll just zoom again. Illyrium.com is my producing website because I produce films and short films, and I'm working on an episodic pilot right now. And then this other one is one I made for my husband. It's called Parole Board Solutions. And it's really clean. It's just one page, very simple. And that's totally what you could do for your acting website. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. Okay, here's another NYC Tech Club video that I really liked. Has a really nice website, similar to the other one. So many options, eh? Right? Okay. And then here's one more. This guy named Hogan Chua, sorry. He also did a Parallax website tutorial, and it's right there. Okay, so, you know, you can just open up YouTube and type in like a WordPress website in there, and so many stuff is going to pop up. So many tutorials, and you could scroll through them and see, well, this is what this tutorial looks like, or this website looks like, because they usually will have a link to the website they've created. You can look at it and go, yeah, that's what I want mine to look like. Okay, I'm going to go with this guy or this gal or whatever. Okay, so you can do that. All right, now let me tell you basically what the websites, what the tutorials are about. I'll just tell you quickly, briefly. These tutorials will walk you through everything, step by step. Like, they will tell you everything. Put your finger on the key and press it, almost like that. So they're going to tell you how to get web hosting, sign up for that. They're going to tell you how to buy a domain name. They're going to do all that, all the way up to getting a favicon for your URL. And a favicon is the little picture that you see at the URL, like maybe it's a logo or something. It'll say, like mine has JAL in pink, I think, and then it says www.juliannelichty.com. So it's just a little thing. So, you know, can look really, really great. One thing about your domain name, it's a hard one for me to say, tongue twister. So one thing about it, make sure that you set it on auto renew when you purchase it, okay? Because it's going to give you 1 year, and after a year, if you don't have it on auto renew, you could lose it. they will send you a couple of emails saying, hey, yo, you know, your domain name is going to expire next month. Please make sure that you renew it. But like, if you're like me, you get so many emails, sometimes you don't see that. Sometimes you're like, oh, I have so many websites. What am I doing? And you don't renew it, and then you lose that name. And what happens is the pirates come in again. You lose that name, and there are people out there that look for names, domain names that have been used and have expired, and they buy them so that they can sell them back to their owners for thousands of dollars, which is really terrible. So don't let that happen to you. And I think those guys really are pirates. So unlike our web designers, which I love web designers anyway, they're great. Okay, so, all right, so be really careful about that. So setting up the website, it's going to take about 2 to 4 hours to set it up. You're going to have to take a break in between because WordPress and HostGator and everything has to work their magic. It's going to take some daring. You're going to be like, can I do this? And you can. And it's going to take some patience, but just do it. Take breaks. If you get frustrated, get up, walk away, do something active. That's what I always try to do. Gets my brain thinking in a different way. And then come back, take a deep breath, and do it again. You could do it with a friend. Both of you like tag team. They do their website. You do your website. You just sort of like, you know, tandem work sessions and get through it together. And of course you can tweak it. Once you get to know how to do it, like if you look at the websites, I've put up my websites, they're slightly different. Like I said, I've added pages, I've added other stuff, and you can figure out how to do that. So, okay, so that is how you can go about making your own website. Let me know how it goes. I would love to know if somebody's like, yeah, I made the coolest website. It was really great. I would love to know that. And okay, so that is Acting from All Angles for today. A couple of announcements. There's only 2 classes left of our improv class for this session. Tomorrow from 4 to 5:30 at Sue Rose Studios. It is at 740 West, 1700 South, Suite 5 in Salt Lake. And we're having so much fun. It's open to everybody, kids, adults, whatever. We have a blast in there. And come tomorrow. And then Monday night is our free intro class for Utah Valley at UVU University. That's Monday the 12th from 6:30 to 8. And it is in the classroom building, room 101A. Please come. It's going to be so fabulous and inspiring. We're going to be doing Actors in Action exercises. We're going to have some inspirational videos. It's going to be really, really fun. And I posted the new video that's going out for it down below this post. So take a look at that. And also free intro class in LA, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. More details to come about that. And finally, we have our ever famous Actors in Action business class. That is next Monday, a week from Monday. That's the 19th of February. That's from 6:30 to 9 at Sue's. It's $35. You're going to learn everything about the A, B, C, E, Fs of acting. So sign up. I don't think I have a link for that. I need to find a link for that and put it in. Sign up. You can go to my website, actorsinaction.class.com, and there is a link there for that. All right. So again, tag us, share this. There is a little bell somewhere. If you click that, it is going to allow you to be notified whenever we go live for Facebook Live. So you'll just get a little ping. Hey, yo. Actors and Actioners is doing Facebook Live, Acting from All Angles. All right, everybody, I really hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time on Acting from All Angles. Have a great one.